name to my pain. The Batman.
Always waiting for some Batman to save you.
It's simple. We kill the Bat of Gotham.
I'm Batman.
Welcome to episode 69. Now, if I was really immature, there would be a joke there. But you know what? I'm mature, dadgummit. So I'm just going to let the fact that this is episode 69 just
celebrating
slide.
Woodstock.
Yes,
There you go.
just
Let's
exactly.
celebrate Woodstock.
Exactly. Celebrating Elvis's return to stage.
That's right. There you go.
In 1969 at the International Hotel in Las Vegas. Yes, sir. Okay. Episode 69 of the Batman on Film Social Hour. I had to think because I'm actually recording a satellite show after this. We're going to talk about Mr. Elvis Presley, actually. So speaking of Elvis, I got a long morning, but Ryan Lowers, senior BOF contributor, is back again. And we started out because we were planning on doing shows with everybody on Team BOF and talk about animated Batman films. You know, we're past the Batman. It's a good, we're what, 2 or 3 years away from a sequel. There's really no news. So we'll talk about Batman on Film and we'll hit the animated show, movies. And then just like that, boom. Starting last night and then into this morning, there's some stuff to talk about. Some Batman on Film, technically news, and just some DC on Film news. So let's get, what do you want to cover first? The trailer, or are you going to do Joker 2?
Let's go Black Adam.
Let's
Start that. Because I think there'll be more said for Joker. Okay. So let's work up to that.
The Black Adam trailer finally dropped this morning. I think it was scheduled to drop, so it was no big surprise. Am I right about that?
You're correct. And I think it's a great asset that Warner Brothers has with Black Adam is that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is the star.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, isn't he the celebrity that has like the most followers on Twitter? I think
would not surprise me. I do not know that. So,
and he is a hype machine
yes.
for this movie, and I think he was the one who broke it. I'm not gonna broke the news, but he announced last week that it's coming, or it was on his Instagram. I can't remember, but it carries over to.
I knew that he had announced it, but it was not like.
And he posted a poster yesterday. So it's kind of like the most eyes on Twitter are on this guy's account. No, it's just 16. He has 16 million followers. I thought that he had the most, but anyways, that's a pretty good marketing asset. And he's been hyping this up.
Yes,
that it was dropping today. So
I think he started working on Black Adam in 1987, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah,
I think I remember first time I went to kindergarten, it was like, he's still working on it. And here I am, my mid-30s. So
it's been a long time coming, but now it's here. So we're going to watch this, and I've not seen it, so that's cool.
All right.
I have not seen it. So I'll count down when and I'll say hit play.
Ready when you are.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play.
Black Adam, what have your powers ever given to you? Nothing but heartache.
I was a slave until I died. Then I was reborn a god. My son sacrificed his life to save me.
We've seen a clip of this before.
Yeah.
Now, I kneel before no one. In this world, there are heroes
My city wherever I go.
and there are villains. Heroes don't kill people. Well, I do.
My vision has shown me the future. You have two choices. You can be the destroyer of this world, or you can be its savior. That's up to you.
Behind you!
Did he just catch a rocket?
He got a rocket.
All black everything. You know my fresh coat.
What's your initial take?
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah. That's pretty. I don't know. Pretty good. I don't have, and this will definitely not surprise Peter Vera, that I don't have like a ton of knowledge on Black Adam's
Yeah.
history. I know he is arch enemies with Shazam. But I mean, just as like on a movie, it's kind of, it seems like there's potential for it to be, big. And
Yeah.
I like that he definitely seems like he's middle of the road. I'm excited for Pierce Brosnan because that guy still just like oozes cool.
Yeah.
And then Aldous Hodge, who's going to play a Hawkman, that guy, he's pretty great. I've watched him and stuff for a long time, and yeah, he's kind of an electric actor.
Mm-hmm.
He's a badass. So I think that those are, so obviously The Rock, and then yeah, Pierce Brosnan and Aldous Hodge. That's kind of like my three things I'm looking forward to the most in this. So
I don't know when I'll use the word underwhelmed. I just wasn't blown away by it.
Sure.
It's kind of what I thought they were going for. The whole anti-hero thing with, Black Adam has changed in the comics. I mean, he was like the main villain, I guess, or the dark side of what Captain Marvel / Shazam could be. It was a straight up villain for a long time, and then he's kind of morphed into this anti-hero. I don't, to be honest, I don't know exactly right now how they're portraying him in the comics, but I would assume it's very close to what the film is for obvious reasons.
I mean, even in Doomsday Clock, he had a big presence, and that he definitely didn't feel fully,
Yeah.
He's a bad guy, he's a villain,
Yeah.
he's the worst. It's like he was doing unethical things, but also treated with a little bit of, I don't know, he's a little closer to that middle of the road. So I think I can agree with you in a sense, a little bit of underwhelmed, but I don't even mean that like as like a negative.
No,
To me, it's
no.
like this feels like a good little teaser, and that there's definitely potential for this to have like big moments, I think, but they're not showing, and I'm totally cool.
Yeah,
with that
that's
too.
certainly, I think it's going to be a big action thing. I'm interested to see. It looks like they're going to do like origin story with Black Adam.
Yeah.
And, you know, I want to see how it ties into Shazam, because I mean, it's got
They have to.
I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
You know, that's like when people always say, "Yeah, I want to get Superman to fight Black Adam." I'm like, no. Okay, Black Adam is not a Superman character, for one thing. So, and quite frankly, I mean, let's say, and I'm just being hypothetical here. That you bring back, say, you bring back Henry Cavill as Superman. The guy's been shortchanged as Superman for a decade, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not, that's not breaking news. I personally don't think we're going to see Henry Cavill Superman again. But to say you do, so you bring him back to fight Black Adam, then he's playing second fiddle to Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. You know, if you're going to bring back Henry Cavill Superman, then make a freaking Man of Steel 2 or, soft reboot Superman and let him Superman it up, because he hasn't been able to yet. That's me and my soapbox. But you got to think that, I mean, I wouldn't see at some point Black Adam and he's still Captain Marvel to me. Shazam, Captain Marvel are going to meet up, and they even teased Black Adam in the first Shazam movie. So I'm circling back to the origin thing. I'm interested to see what they do. I mean, how's the Wizard involved in this? The Wizard Shazam. Shazam's the damn wizard. Ryan, that gummit. Billy Batson becomes Captain Marvel. He doesn't become Shazam. I'm getting really fired up.
Fired up now.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Watch out, people. No, so I think to definitely lay it out there, our definitions of underwhelmed is, so I'm just even thinking as you were talking there, I'm like, the Shazam trailer, something that stood out to me is like when he's walking at the Christmas festival and turns from Billy Batson to boom, and he's Shazam, and it seems like he's just walking. It's like, whoa, there's a takeaway moment from a trailer, and stuff. I don't think nothing in this part stood out as like, whoa, it's like, okay, cool. But there wasn't a moment like that.
Well, it makes me, okay, I will say, and this is a positive. Okay. Tell me if this is a positive. Even though the trailer, I didn't go, it wasn't like seeing the trailers for the Batman when I'm like,
sure,
holy, holy hell, wow. But this was like, okay, I get what they're going for here. I want to see what their take is on Black Adam's origin. I want to know how the Wizard's involved. I want to know what the tie-in to Captain Marvel / Shazam. I want to know more about, and this is kind of like where I really am excited about this film, is the Justice Society, Hawkman, Dr. Fate, and looking forward, hopefully, and this is getting way ahead, that they spin off the Justice Society and do, either Justice Society movie or maybe a series on HBO Max. So, which I've heard is a possibility.
Cool.
So, I'm looking for, it gives me a lot of, okay, what are they going to do about this? How is this going to be, this going to be filled in? What about the origin? What about the Justice Society? Is he does he stay the anti-hero throughout? Just becomes a better anti-hero?
Yeah.
Because, where do you go next? Where does it tie in with Shazam? You got to have them face off, at some point. So I don't know. I got lots of questions. So definitely, I've been very interested in this film because of the such as the Justice Society being included, and also, I'm a Captain Marvel / Shazam fan. I was really excited for that movie when it came out a few years ago. So, yeah, that's
solid B trailer for me.
Yeah, I'll give it a B. Be honest, I'd not.
Not that we were going to say we were going to grade it, but yeah.
I'm
but
see it anyway.
This definitely doesn't deter me from wanting to see it at all or anything. I'm like, okay, cool.
Okay, what does this do? Just real quick, then we'll move on to Joker. This is obviously for general audience, right? You want to get them to see it. So will this move the needle? I wonder what the general audience, I mean, just the fact you got Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah.
That's pretty good marketing right there. You know, that it's The Rock is in the film because he is a big time action movie star that people
go see his movie because he's in it.
Yeah, exactly. So if this was an unknown playing Black Adam, be a completely different deal, you know, in terms of trying to market and publicize the film. So I think just the fact that Dwayne Johnson's in it playing a superhero is pretty much all the some Joe Schmo out there would need, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, The Rock's flying. That's cool. Going to see it.
I like his hooded. I like him with his like hooded mini cape.
Yeah,
I think more than just the. I don't know this onesie. I don't know.
Yeah,
I like his little cape. I'm a sucker for capes, in which I think McFarlane Toys yesterday revealed their Black Adam figures as well.
Okay,
one without the hood, one with the hood, and I'm like, yeah, if I were getting one, it'd be with the hood.
Yes, I am with you. I even liked, I think they took it off for the sequel, but I like when Captain Marvel, damn it.
Captain Marvel, yes.
Has the hood instead of the big collar with his cape.
Yeah.
I think they've changed that for the sequel. They've taken away the hood and made it more of a cape. So
gotcha.
Here's a bit of trivia.
Yeah.
You know, Elvis was he's like an OG fanboy, right?
Yeah.
You knew that, right?
I've heard that around the BOF neighborhood.
I'm sure. And his favorite character growing up was Captain Marvel Jr. And he even his stage costumes he wore started in 1969 through the 70s were all based on, were inspired by his love for Captain Marvel Jr. as a kid.
Gee, hence his little capes that he
and
had.
Even the capes, yes. Yeah. And even the capes almost had the big collar cape, you know, and the costumes themselves had the big collar. And then even his TCB logo with the lightning bolt. TCB lightning bolt. You've seen that, right? Taking care of business in a flash. The lightning bolt is inspired by Captain Marvel Jr. Yes.
The more you know.
Yes. Exactly.
You're ramping up for this satellite show.
I am.
You got it already.
I am. All right.
BOF TCB.
So Black Adam coming to a theater near you here very soon. We'll be covering that on Batman on Film. Let's move on to something that's more Batman on film. So Todd Phillips, the director of the Hangover films, and he did this little film called Joker back in 2019. It made a couple bucks, didn't it?
It did. Was talked about quite a bit as well.
It was, and it actually was nominated for 12, 11 Academy Awards and Best Picture and Best Director and all blah, blah, blah. And Joaquin Phoenix, who played Arthur Fleck / Joker in the film, won for Best Actor. And so immediately afterwards, because it makes $1 billion, right? $1 billion plus, which was completely unexpected. Completely unexpected. Was that the last big box office success, like $1 billion huge success before COVID?
I feel like there had to be something Christmas time 2019.
Yeah.
Nothing comes to mind.
Yeah. So me either. So anyway, so there was immediately talk of a sequel. Where did you land on Joker's sequel were you something like, yeah, I want to see a sequel, or were you? Well, I'll just ask you, what would you take? What's your thoughts? Because we're gonna get one, apparently.
Bill, Star Wars, the last Star Wars was Christmas season. I think that the Jumanji movie was also.
Okay.
So yeah, but no, it was a big one for sure. A little before the pandemic. So where was I in which timeline? Because I know that there was talks of
in
a
early 2020,
uh-huh.
when they start saying, or maybe late 2019, somewhere in that time frame, there was talk of Todd Phillips is talking to Warner Brothers about a sequel to Joker. So what was your, when you heard that, what were past tense, present tense, whatever?
Believe it or not, in my 30s, I've gotten more reasonable and mature than my 20s.
No way.
Yeah. In my 20s, I probably would have had all sorts of hot takes and overreactions. I'm not seeing that and blah, blah, blah. But you go to realize that that's all BS.
Mm-hmm.
And not to react so harshly instantly, especially when it comes to a movie. And so hearing that, I think I was like, I know I'll see it.
Mm-hmm.
This one was so good that doing a sequel is very intriguing. But one aspect that I know, and it won't change, is that the sequel is going to make me decide how I feel on the first one. Because I don't see how you avoid that.
Mm-hmm.
And I still pressed. I don't know how I feel to define how I feel on if it happened in his head or if it really happened.
Yeah, that's one of the things I really, really enjoyed and loved about Joker was the being so ambiguous in terms of did he imagine the whole thing because of his mental state, or did it happen, or did some of it happen and some of it was imagined, and if so, which was real and which was imaginary. And I thought that was just a really impressive, very fresh, very interesting way to do that film.
Yeah. And I said, if I talked to Todd Phillips, I don't think I would even ask him. I would not want to know, where do you stand?
Yeah.
How were you in filming it? Were you thinking, let's try and lean a little bit here? Because I thought it might have been the cinematographer. He did a YouTube, like did a conversation one on YouTube that was really great. I could have swore that he said, if you pay a really close attention, there's definitely things are shot and done to make you lean one way. But he didn't elaborate. And I still don't know. It's not like I've watched that movie like, 15 times or something either. I've seen it like 3 or 4 times. I think it's really, really good. It definitely isn't one that I have to watch every week or anything. But I think just like that's my summary on a sequel, is intrigued. Because man, it really is. I'm very glad that Todd Phillips wrote it, and I really hope he's directing it, because I guess has there been a formal announcement that he is definitely directing? I assume.
I can't say that there was a formal announcement, but I'm pretty sure that he's directing it, right?
I mean, that's what my money would go toward, definitely. That he's directing it, and we just saw that he wrote it, so I'm really glad that he's in control of it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was going to move along with it, so go ahead.
I was just going to say that, speaking of Phillips, and I'm just assuming here, so if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, whatever. And then Phillips and Joaquin Phoenix, especially Joaquin Phoenix being so picky about the roles he does, and the roles he chooses. he's not a franchise guy,
Mm-mm.
right? I don't know if he's ever done a film that was a sequel to something. You know,
Nothing in my head says that he's played the same character more
Yeah.
than once.
So I'm assuming that Joker was meant to be a one-off. It
Mhm.
wasn't something you were going to do, make a franchise out of, you know, a Joker franchise. And and combine that with the whole thing of, is it in his head or not, and what part is and what isn't, and just it being so ambiguous. I'm sure that was something that intrigued, you know, Phillips as a filmmaker to do a quote unquote joke. I mean, do you think, do you really need to do a film about the origin story, the Joker? You know?
Yeah.
But that take on it was pretty brilliant, you know?
Mhm.
Uh
If we were ever left, and that's been a bugaboo of mine for a while, is when I hear people that do say, do we really need, or who is asking for, because you named the biggest hits in television and or movies, and there's definitely a ton of ones that quote nobody was asking for,
sure.
or anything like that. So my reaction on a sequel is similar to the reaction of when the Joker was announced, or Joker was announced. I'm kind of like, really? We'll see.
I guess I'm just being selfish in that, and I am not a filmmaker or a screenwriter. I'm
Yeah.
not a big creative. So I don't know, you know, I'm limited when I'm thinking, okay, I'm assuming that Joker 2 will take, you know, will take away what made Joker special, but maybe it doesn't, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Maybe there's of like, okay, if we're going to do this, we're going to do something unexpected, because the expected is, oh, then you're going to confirm if he's Joker again, then all that happened. And it takes, you know, and he didn't imagine any of it, because here we go again, you know, more escapades with Arthur Fleck and his Joker persona, whatever, you know. So,
And the
so
fact I think that Phillips is probably going to be, because it seems David Zaslav is impressed with him.
mhm,
It seems his name's come up more than
Yeah.
once since he's taken over. That I just kind of feel it'll almost be like the first one, in the sense of, go make your movie.
mhm.
Like, see you later. Come back when you're done putting it together.
I do like the fact that it seems that Warner Brothers remains committed to just making good DC movies.
Mhm.
And if it fits in with what's quote unquote connected, that's fine. If it doesn't, if it's standalone, you know, like Joker, like the Batman, like Joker sequel, obviously will be part of, it'll be part of the Joker world, whatever, if you want to call it that. It's that I'm glad, you know, because there was all this, you know, all of this, like, so much. You talk about Todd Phillips, and you know, everybody say, oh, he's going to be the Kevin Feige now, and then people were completely reading that story, taking it out of context, and you know,
Out of context and overreacting, and
yeah,
for what the story was, I was completely like, okay, cool.
yeah,
Hey, this guy took a $60 million budget and made over $1 billion
yeah,
with it. He made something that really intrigued people. And I'm not saying that he's the greatest director of all time, or he's definitely going to do that again.
Mhm.
It was an anomaly. And I don't think that we should have those kind of expectations for a
Because
sequel.
there's got to be, okay, it's got to be two-part, right? There's got to be the aspect of, do we really want to mess with what we did with Joker? Because it was so great. Do we want to even risk making something lesser than it? Do we want to mess with the aspect of it, whether it's real or not? Do we want to mess with that by doing a sequel? But also, isn't there a challenge in that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Look at the Nolan trilogy. He even said how many good part 3s are there,
Yeah.
but challenge accepted.
Yeah.
Like he said that in interviews and stuff. And I think, Team Nolan would say the same thing. And so, yeah, that'd be a good challenge. Money always talks.
Of course.
So, and I think that's a part to think about it too. So Zaslav's not to come in to make sure everybody's really comfortable and happy, hunky dory. It's like, no, it's a business. You have to make money. And not only for the sense of greed, but for the sense of you have how many thousands of people that are reliant on the business making money or on the company making money. So you have to make money.
Yeah.
I don't know. That a movie that makes freaking almost 20 times its budget back. Like, let's see if there's something here. And I don't know. I think it's really intriguing. It'll be interesting to follow along, especially with the subtitle of the movie. I don't even know how to pronounce it.
Okay, that's where I was going to go. I was going to ask you. Folie à dos.
Sounds good. I'm not even gonna try. Shared Madness, which I didn't figure that out. Ryan Haas told me.
Yes.
And then I saw that you have it on BOF.
Yeah.
Shared Madness. So there's a partner. There's an accomplice. There's
okay, that's where I'm going.
Somebody.
There's going to be like 25,000 theories on what it means. And at the top of the list, come on, what people are going to immediately go to.
Harley Quinn.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. Is it that obvious? Or is it they wanted us to think, oh, there's no way it would be Harley because that is just too obvious with this shared madness. And so we dismiss the fact that we think it's too obvious, but then they're kind of, it's a mind F on this to, they're slipping it past us because we would assume that it wouldn't be that obvious, but that's what it's going to be. You know what I mean? So
it's like corny as this sounds, but could you imagine though? It could be very intriguing in the world that was established in the first one. And then you get a love story of Joker and Harley Quinn in the sequel.
Yeah.
That could be really freaking interesting.
Do you do like a Bonnie and Clyde type movie?
Absolutely.
With Arthur Fleck and Harley.
Yeah.
Just
I'm more of a fan of the Harley Quinn when she was established and in the 90s and how she was for quite a long time. And I know that it was a volatile relationship between the two, and he was more of like a bully. But when she would, I don't know, it's just like, but when she'd stand up to him and it's like she'd come to it, she'd see the whole picture and she's like, I'm done with you. But then it's still, they come back together anyway. There's something that's really twisted in that I think would fit in the world like this.
Yeah.
I'm not even saying it has to be as if like we see her go from being his doctor to becoming that we need that, like a Mad Love live action Mad Love. But I mean, wouldn't we love to see that too though? And then I don't know. I'm not writing the story for him. I'm just kind of thinking that's where I instantly want Harley Quinn. And then I thought shared madness. Okay, well, we saw how the end of Joker was and all these people in clown masks. Maybe it's something like that. Maybe there's another Joker. Maybe Willem Dafoe is getting cast as another Joker wannabe in the Arkham Hospital. I don't know. Let's start writing those articles every week on BOF, what it really means.
I will say this. I hope that as much as I am like, man, I really don't want to have Joker what made it special to me taken away from me. I'm hoping that now I'm like, okay, what you got, Todd Phillips and Joaquin Phoenix? Can't prove me wrong. You know, I want to be proven wrong completely. Where I see Joker 2, and it doesn't affect how I feel about Joker one single bit, and go, wow, that was really creative. That was really smart. That was really brilliant to come up with that.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm. And nothing will take Joker off of our shelves. For those of us that have the physical disc, it won't take it off our shelves, but there is always we see the sequel wherever we land on it, like it, don't like it. We go back and we watch the first one. We can say, I don't like what they did with the second, but it's like, it's in your mind though. You're like, but in the sequel, they did say that this and this, but I don't want to believe it. But it's almost like you got to peek behind the curtain of what was happening. So yeah, to support what you said, I really hope that he kind of knocks me on my ass a little bit.
What did you, just speaking of Joker, at what point when you saw the film did you start thinking, okay, is this dude imagining all this?
Oh, hell, it wasn't until it became clear with the audience.
Mm-hmm.
It was I can't remember. I mean, the neighbor, I can't remember her name. Shame on me. The one who was in the love interest, you could say. It wasn't until she didn't recognize him.
Yeah.
That
exactly.
really uncomfortable scene, and I never picked up on any kind of clues. Zazie Beetz, there you go.
Yeah.
That was the only time I wasn't smart.
I took it
and figured it out early or anything.
I took it at face value and completely literal up to that point.
Yeah.
And then it makes you think, when you see that and you think back of all his interactions with her, even when his mother was in the hospital and she's there with him, you know, it's almost like it almost was like the Sixth Sense in a way, you know, where you see that and you're thinking that Bruce Willis's character, the psychiatrist, is actually there the whole freaking time, you know, and then you realize,
when he was in her apartment too, and it was uncomfortable because you're just like, shit, is he gonna attack her? Is he gonna hurt her? Is he just gonna leave? What's gonna happen? And we don't find out, because I think it cuts to like I don't know if it's been a while. I don't remember if it cuts to him just walking out or if it cuts to he's back in his place, but we don't check in on her after that confrontation in her apartment for the rest of the movie. So that to me has like, okay, that's something that's left open for the sequel of to justify that it was real, that if he did something to her or if he encounters her again, what the reaction to him is. I don't know. Only Todd Phillips and Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, I'm thinking just the script. I end up reading a version of the script that was very early on after I saw the movie, so that wasn't spoiled, right? And there's at the end, because you brought up all the Jokers at the end, there, you know, all his minions that he that gravitated toward him. You know, after he's in that car wreck, right? And they don't show him doing it in the film, but in the script, he takes glass and cuts a smile on his, and when you see him, when he emerges from the car, his face is cut up and bloody, like a smile. And then when you see him in the hospital at the end, there's no damage whatsoever, no scars, no, you know. And I think in the script, in that scene at the end when he's in the hospital talking to the doctor, it says that his face is stitched up. Well, they took that out when they shot, so that it made it even more ambiguous, because like I remember seeing it and like, okay, he's all effed up, from the wreck, and then he's in the hospital, and it's like, okay, there's nothing. Where's the damage to his mouth? Where he had blood all over his face, and he had been cut. So anyway, they clearly, I think in that film, they really wanted it to be ambiguous.
Which it worked on me even at the end, and as he's in the hospital, because I just felt like so it's been a while because he doesn't have any cuts on his face.
Yeah.
Then he walks away with bloody footprints. I'm like, wait. And then became the old head scratcher.
Yeah. So anyway, look, like I said, it's not up to me. It's going to happen. They're going to have a meltdown. And as time has passed since I saw Joker, because I really dug that movie a lot, I, kind of like, okay, I mean, I get it. Let's come on, Todd Phillips, what you got? That's where I'm at now. Blow me away. I'll be happy.
Yeah. Same. I'm intrigued. As like a word on repeat for me.
What if the Shared Madness is a team up, not with Willem Dafoe, but with Barry Keoghan from the Batman?
It's all connected.
It is. It's got to be. And they do a buddy movie, a Joker buddy movie.
That's what the Flash is going to do. Mess with timelines to where Joaquin's Arthur Fleck ends up in the Batman verse, or the Batman verse ends up in.
Yeah, that's it. That's the ticket. That's the ticket.
Or Arthur Fleck meets Affleck Batman, and oh my God, Bill, this is gonna be so crazy.
And then at the very end,
yeah,
Jared Leto's Joker wakes up from it's all a dream.
Or he shows up and he's like, I'm here for the reach arounds,
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Listen to this brainstorming here. Don't you wish Todd Phillips he wants us on his staff now?
Can you call Mr. Uslan real quick? Be like, listen, we've got great ideas going on here.
It can be like Inception, where it's an imagination within a hallucination, within a daydream, within a drug-induced fantasy. How about that? It's just so many layers, Joker layers.
Well, yeah. Let's do not like one Joker, not 3 Jokers, 15 Jokers. Let's make it happen.
15 Jokers.
Yeah,
that's it. That's the number.
It's exciting though. A follow-up to a movie that has me really intrigued is very much like, I can't wait to see what the next thing is that they release to us to inform us a little bit more about the movie.
Yeah.
Because right now it is so speculative and because up until this picture, I still didn't I wouldn't have put my money on that a sequel's happening.
Yeah.
Because we haven't had straight from Hollywood Reporter, Deadline, Variety, Joker 2 announced with Todd Phillips or anything like that. It's been like, was it like his agent mentioned quick of like making a Joker 2 film happen, and that was just like one line in a report on Hollywood Reporter. That's it. And it's just been like a month later, they said after the movie was released, I remember it was like take with a grain of salt that a sequel is going to happen, and those are the breadcrumbs we've gotten. So I don't know. It's really interesting. A small factor that I also really hope the composer of the first one, Hildur Guðnadóttir, butchered that.
Sorry, sir. Sorry.
Oh, it's ma'am.
Oh,
She
pardon me.
yeah,
My bad.
and I'm not, I know this sounds very like snobby, but it's just like I thought that her music was freaking awesome.
Yeah.
And we've talked about on this for a lot of stuff. Of score is a very important character for a movie, and I thought that fit it perfectly. And so it would be awesome if she returned for this too, because it's just, I don't know, that's a really big player in a movie. And the cinematographer too, which I forget, did he do, I can't remember his name. I can see his face. He's pretty well known, and I mean, the look of the Joker, that atmosphere and stuff too is really well done. So these are just other factors too.
Yeah. What would be a trip is if we get and we will, I'm sure they'll at some point they'll put out a publicity shot of Joaquin Phoenix as Joker in this film. What if it's completely different aesthetic? And I say that seriously. I'm not tongue in cheek.
That would be something. I liked his look.
Yeah.
In the first one for sure.
Yeah.
It was very, very Joker.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'd be something else if he has a different Joker look.
Because then you really get people talking.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, what's up with that?
That's exciting.
I got to get Todd Phillips got to hire me and you right now.
Yeah.
Right now.
Look at that. We got off the Batman ride, and we're in line for the Joker ride.
Yeah. Exactly.
Seamless.
I will say, hey, this is good for business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have a Batman universe, and you know what I mean when I say Batman universe movie coming. We get to cover and talk about here on Batman on Film before the Batman sequel here down the line.
Script now with how fast they shot the other one, like script in June of 2022. This is 2024 movie, right?
Let me do some Texas math in my head. If you hear anything rattling, I apologize. Script is done. Phoenix is reading it. That man likes to smoke, doesn't he? Joaquin Phoenix.
He does. Because I'm even thinking,
even Johnny Depp need to have a smoking contest, but
how quick, even that first one, once the ball got rolling, because it was it was
like a 2-3 month shoot,
film, Yeah. I mean, they could do, I mean, if 2023, it'd have to be like fall, right?
I mean, you could start shooting later this year.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, you could release it in the fall. I'd say, yeah, late 23, early. But then, I mean, okay, now we're getting semantics here. I mean, do you want to put it out kind of like the same time as if they start shooting this year, they could get it out in October of next year.
I see that October worked first go around. Don't think it should be expected to be a summer tentpole.
Yeah,
money.
It's not correct.
Artsy October, if you will. I think that definitely, I don't know, that definitely works. But I mean, put it out on New Year's Day. I'll go and see it in the theater.
I mean, it's not you're right. It's not a film that's going to have to be pigeonholed into a certain time of the year, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to release the Batman sequel in January. I mean, that's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
I know that windows and there's not, the summer movie season has morphed into almost like a spring and summer movie season. It goes from like March and
almost fall and winter.
Yeah.
September is kind of the only month that, well, I can't even say that, because when it came out a few years ago, that was September and that blew up. So every month except January could almost be a blockbuster month now.
Yeah, I'd say January, February are kind of dead time, but it's anyway. this movie's not pigeonholed to a certain, it's got to come out in June.
Unless they finally include our next live action interpretation of Egghead and then drop it on Easter weekend. Only makes sense. Otherwise,
There we go again. Yeah.
any day.
Why don't they just make a Egghead origin movie and put it out at Easter?
Scrambled or over easy.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah. I gotta
Or
get him.
you know, Vincent Price, he just set the bar too high. Nobody wants to try and touch that unless you have Bill Hader doing a Vincent Price Egghead impression.
Yes. Or you go get
Then
Nick
that
Cage.
works.
Nick Cage has even talked about wants to play Egghead, but he wants to play Egghead in the Batman universe, right? So
Yeah. I hope David Zaslav's listening.
Oh, you know
The
he is.
ideas. The
No, it's just-
ideas.
this is a
shooting
this is a
out here.
factory. It's an idea factory.
And sir, I'm cheap. I'm very, very cheap.
Yeah.
So we'll talk.
All right, let's get on out of here. Ryan,
do
plug
it.
whatever you would like.
Yes, sir. I check out all of my reviews and posts on batmanonfilm.com. Most recently, Batman 124. And next month for the Batman title, we'll talk Peter Vera's book, Detective. Also, they've got new teams, some big name teams coming to both of the main Batman books starting next month. So you'll definitely want to start checking those out. Follow my podcast, The Batman Book Club, wherever you listen to podcasts, and on Twitter at The Batman BC. Bill also posts those episodes on Batman on Film. The most recent episode was with our pal Peter Vera, talking about Batman comics in May. The next conversation is going to be with a longtime BOF contributor, Chris Clow. It's finally going to be on the show. And that'll be coming up here really soon too. Looking forward to that. And
Chris hasn't been on your show yet. His first time.
He has in our schedules. We've podcasted together on other stuff
Okay.
and everything, but on my show, he's
Okay, interesting.
very excited for that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That should be coming up here in the next couple of days. But if you've been listening to the BOF Chronicles, you know, last episode, any questions about the history of BOF for Bill, you can email to the Batman BC, because that'll be the next BOF Chronicles episode we do, is some questions with the big kahuna, the big gumbo guru himself.
I would entertain questions about the future going forward.
Yeah,
with
sure.
Batman on Film, not
Anything.
the website, but anything.
I posted it in the BOF Facebook group also, but if you email the Batman BC at gmail.com, that helps, because I don't want Bill to see these beforehand. And we've gotten some. So
Good.
We'll decide whenever we do that, and we'll do another one to send it out. But there you go. There's
All right. Yeah.
all that goodness.
Very good. All right. All I got is, you know where to find me. I'm at Batman on Film at batman-on-film.com. You can find all my social media there. So I'm not going to regurgitate those. Those you can find them on your own. I will just say, if you like what we do here at Batman on Film and want to become a supporter or help support the site, patreon.com/Batman on Film. All shows, the ones Ryan mentioned, and several others, are part of the Batman Podcast Network. Go to Batman on Film. There's a logo on the right-hand side of the website. We'll take you to that list, as well as a drop-down box where it says podcast. And if you'd like to advertise on Batman on Film, there are a variety of options. Go to AdvertiseCast, advertisecast.com/Batman on Film. So for Ryan, I am Bill. Announcer Rachel she'll talk more about do plugs and social media and all that stuff. And thanks for listening. We'll catch you next time.